and welcome to this edition of How to Stop Wasting Your Cash Flow. We are 25 days into the new year. I hope everyone is feeling better and is enjoying things more. If not, we have a lot to discuss. We have a lot of ways to inspire you and motivate you to find ways to do more than just survive. I am here. I am Miss McGee, staff here at ProCourse, and I would like to be here to answer and help you with any questions you may have about this financial lesson. So let's take a look at our discussion line for today. The 3.5 discussion timeline highlights list of goals, things working on, things to improve, things that you need now prior to starting, assets, banking, check keeper, investments, loans, loan tracker, repayment slips. Sounds like a lot, so let's get started. This edition of ProCourse is for the 3.5 business version, and this is to help anyone that's interested or doing any type of financial activities. As long as you don't worry about how much activity, you'll do just fine. I'm sure of it. So let's get into the cover of the book. You see here you have the book belongs to an address portion and your phone number, and that's because I believe this is very important, and in case it's lost, maybe if you're around good people, it can be returned to you. If you don't want to fill it out, you surely don't have to. So sit back and let's get further on into our financial lesson for today. Our discussion line is going to start with the 3.5 business version, and that includes several types of worksheets. But we're going to start with your list of goals because that's like the front portion, and it's just something so that before you begin you can think about. But you definitely want to think about what you would like to do better or gain from the financial lesson. So it's suggested that you probably go ahead and write that in ahead of time, and then you're going to come to another sheet that's going to talk about the things that you're working on, things to improve, things that you need now prior to starting. And those are just details for you as you go along in your lesson. We are now at the assets portion of the discussion line, and where we're at is very important because our assets are for our financial stability, and this is something that we should always concentrate on when we can, and we should also always try to build this category because it's not only for now, it's also for the future, and to help your family and those close to you do better and survive by better means than any means. So it's always important to look at the things you have and to keep them and to appreciate them. This form is also for your business, small businesses, no matter how small actually. You can start, you can also do your receipts and count up your earnings by the quarters. So this form is very useful, and it allows you to function at any level. So I want you to pay attention to this form. With your assets, you're going to be asked the purchase price, purchase date, just things that are very important. So as you maintain this booklet, it can help you when needed, and it helps you to remain organized. Plus, you can have all the information that you need within your hands instantly. Our timeline now takes us to banking and check keeping. Now, this portion also is great for financial activity. If you have more than one bank account, it is great in helping you maintain those bank accounts. You can as well maintain your credit cards and debit cards, because those cards are issued by banks. So this form will help you to follow those balances. You can also maintain your checks in there, who you wrote them to, the amount, all that stuff is right there to help you remain organized and to help you watch your balances and to help you not overspend in areas that you don't have to overspend in. Our timeline is now at the investments portion of this discussion. Our investments are very important, and of course we hope our investments pay off. And it's important to know that your investments are always like business, and you should always understand that you also take a risk of loss. However, you also take a risk of profiting, and you can also just break even. Don't become closed-minded about investments, because you can make very small investments into things and go along periodically and increase those investments. So never think too small or think that something is just really not worth it because you're not in it for large amounts of money. Sometimes it's best to take it slow, read the history on things, see how well it's done in the past, and from there try to form a very focused and accurate decision. You can also look towards people, ordinary people that have different motivations for investing as well. Sometimes I say, I know we're not doing very well socially, but there are some people that do focus and come up with good ideas, and you never know if your investment could really help them and yourself as well. But we have that. We can discuss that when we get further into the loans portion. However, as we focus on investment activity, it has some of the basic requirements or basic functions that this type of activity shares, like the purchase minimum. Is there a minimum purchase that you have to make? The purchase date for your interest as well. You also can write in a face value of what it's at, the date that it expires, things like the maturity time, the current value, date sold, what you earn and what may have paid out. Just some of the basic things that you probably would note when investing. And it will lead you to a personal investment portion. And with that part, you could probably make small investment loans. I can't tell you how, but of course, if you do, it has a portion for the amount invested, the type, who's going to pay you back, or when are you going to be paid back, and how long did you make the loan for. And you make those decisions on character. If you think the person is responsible, try to work with them as little as possible to earn trust and to earn confidence, and see where it goes. You never know when helping people out can pay off. Let's move on. We are now at the end of the discussion line, and this details loans, loan tracker, repayment slips. Those repayment slips are included in the financial lesson for anyone that may be a professional borrower. And what you do is, when you repay your loan, you just make sure you address it to who, from yourself, and the amount you paid and the date you paid it, and you just tuck it in there with the payment. And I think that just leaves you, or leaves the person that you're paying with a better impression of you. Anyways, our loans is something very simple to understand here. What you're going to do is you're going to complete it with the name of the company, who did you borrow from, and you're going to write down the base amount of that principal amount that you borrowed, the finance charge, and the total amount that you're going to pay back. It's a little bit more detailed than that, but you'll see as you go along. The whole idea is to stay on it and to keep a very good outlook at what you're doing at all times, or at what we're doing at all times. Now, the loan tracker helps you to track the loan. Some people may have more than one loan. So what the loan tracker is there, it helps you to notate or document small details like the financer, the amount that you borrowed, the amount that you paid, and on the date that you paid it back. It will be a great financial partner to keep you on top of things, and it's something that you're going to have for your personal records as well. And as we close out with the repayment slips, those repayment slips are included with the workbook, and I believe I may have said it, but they are included to help you make a very good presentation and to help show that you are a very focused individual. And when you make those payments back as a borrower, you want to let people know that you appreciate it. There's even a space there to write thank you. I would like to use this time as well to say thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I'm really just getting started, but this is your financial partner, and it's going to pay you instantly. I hope we can connect. I hope to hear from you. I hope that we can make very good financial friends. Until next time, take care.